most of each that you think is at odds. For example, on this work-life balance, most people think, well, do I take more free time and take it away from work? Or do I take work and take it away from the free time, and so on? But the real answer to the question is, how am I going to be efficient so I get more out of a day or more out of an hour? And if with equanimity, you look at your circumstances and you say, okay, how can I get more? Then you can put more life into life. Yes. Because you reduce that. But you have to have that equanimity, not a sense that stress and these things are happening to me and I'm angry and I'm upset, okay? Because that will hurt you physically. Stress is a killer, and it also won't make your best decisions. So I'm trying to give an equanimity, and again, pain plus reflection equals progress. Reflection, quality reflection, not just yourself, but even asking people and looking for principles of other people who are in that same situation. It's not like this is the first time you've gone through this or anybody's gone through it. So when you ask others, well, how do you deal with work-life balance or the other things, you'll find interesting things and you'll be able to deal with it.
Okay. So meditation would be one thing.
And that equanimity, and look at it and realize it's just your choices. It's not the world picking on you, but it's the world. It's life.
The world's happening.
It's reality.
Yeah.
And, that kind of it's an approach to life.
Yeah. Were you always a meditator?
I started in 1969. So I've been pretty much, I forgot what I was at the time, whatever that is,
Wait, 2 years old then?
Yeah. No, like 18 or something, 20 or whatever, 22. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kept that.
And so that's probably what helped you get through the loss, the financial loss in 1984, and kind of the public, I guess, embarrassment or humiliation that you might have faced since it was public, and processing through your emotions.
Helped me get through everything. I lost a son, my greatest loss, not quite 2 years ago, 42-year-old son. Oh my God, I would rather die. I would rather lose everything. And but it's, it was that, and it's like the serenity prayer, serenity prayer. God, give me the acceptance, the ability to accept that which I can't control, and the power to control that which I can, and the wisdom to tell the difference. And so there, yes, because life happens to you, okay? And you can't just sit there and be sorry for yourself. I mean, I don't mean when hurt happens that you can't nurture yourself and take care of yourself, but then comes a period of reflecting, and you have to deal with it. So meditation and that equanimity is just so important.
I just lost my father 3 months ago, and unexpectedly, and it was it's been a grieving process, and lots of beautiful, grateful moments, but also a lot of sadness, and almost every few days, a lot of sadness that comes over me over different moments.
I know it well, and here's the way I see it. Don't feel sorry for yourself feeling sad. Go into it. In other words, when I think of my son and you think about your father, and there's the missing, go into that. That's okay, because he in his way is with you in a sense.
Yeah.
You're keeping that memory, so it's bittersweet.
Yes.
And what happens is that with time, the sweetness increases relative to the bitterness. And also learn the lesson to love and cherish all the other people in your life go hug them, go spend the time with them, go appreciate, smell the flowers that remain,
Right.
because there are other joys around you. And that, and then realize that your sadness is because something that must have been terrific was taken away from you. So you've had all that terrificness. And I mean, it's better that way than not having it that way. So anyway, those are the things that helped me. I can go at length of other things that I did that helped me. I might as well say that because maybe they help your readers too.
What's been the biggest? I mean, I think that's probably again, I don't have any kids, so I don't know what that would feel like, but I've heard that that's got to be one of the greatest losses for a parent to lose a child. What's been the biggest lesson for you and throughout the last couple of years?
Well, and I want to generalize it to you losing your father. I remember when I lost my mother for the first time, and in the early time, I couldn't imagine laughing again. And now, I mean, okay, I laugh, and I almost have mental conversations with her because I know what she would answer, and so on. So I think it applies to all important losses. And some of the things that helped me, well, besides meditation, was to do it very naturally. Feel what I felt, whatever I felt, I would go with it. Another thing I did was I would journal. My wife and I have a cup of tea each morning, and we have a picture of him there, and we have some flowers, and then we journal memories of him.
That's beautiful.
And and that brings those memories out. I journal and I pass it to her, and she journals, and that keeps those memories alive. And then we'll give that to his daughter. And then there was a little book. I forgot the name of the book that somebody sent us on grieving or mourning. And it had a series of things. We would read a page in that every day. And it was like a lot of good advice. Death happens to everybody. I mean, everybody is going to, people they love, everybody's going to die. And to pay attention to it and know how to do it well. We don't talk much about it, and we should really. So anyway, those are some of the things that helped me.
Thanks
and
for
my
sharing.
wife.
I appreciate that. That's beautiful. And to go along with that, I guess, how do you view death for yourself as you continue to evolve and grow and obviously getting older? Do you think about your own mortality? Do you think about your own death? Do you think about,
of course,
what you want to do with your time? Do you think about what you want to do with your lessons or your wealth, or what are those thoughts?
Of course, it's first of all, I accept the arc of life. The arc of life and death. So it's very real. And then I'm blessed with I could do almost anything I want to do. And I'm at a stage in my life where something seems natural to me, which is a transition from my second stage of my life to my third. So I said the first is when you're learning and depending on others. Second stage of life is others are depending on you. You're working to be successful. Third stage of life is when you're free of all obligations. So you're free to live and free to die. You're going to have that. And you have your blessings, my grandchildren and anything, and I can do whatever I want to do. And I find that instinctually during that transition period from my second phase to my third phase is to pass along things that I had to help others be successful without me. So yes, that happens to do with wealth. It happens to do, most importantly, I think, with principles that have helped me. It's why am I doing this right. Call, okay? Because I think it'll be helpful. And that period of time will last a very short period of time. I think that probably there's one more book I want to put out, which is my economic and investment principles. I'll pass that along. I think I'll be done. And then I'll go quiet and I'll just, savor life and those things. But I find life very exciting and stimulating, but I'm approaching it with a no obligation. Like I've passed along the control of the business that I built, and I love it because I want to help them be successful without me. So that's where I am.
That's beautiful. Couple final questions for you. I feel like I could speak with you for many hours, Ray, so I appreciate your time, but I want to be respectful as well. One question about your thoughts on decentralizing, money, with the dollar and the euro and all these things losing its value, and with what seems like hysteria of crypto, NFT, the metaverse, money in the metaverse type of conversation. I kind of include all that. What do you see happening there in the future with crypto? I think I read somewhere that you own some of crypto. I'm not sure how much, but you've done some of it.
Just a little bit.
What's your thoughts about the crypto space, Bitcoin, Ethereum, kind of all of that in the future?
I think we're in an era of that money as we know it, which is a fiat money, is being devalued, and it's going to change. The dollar's role is going to change, and that alternatives are going to compete with that. So, I wouldn't